welcome to the deep dive. So let's talk about becoming a millionaire. There's this common myth, right, that it's some kind of, I don't know, mystical thing.
Yeah, like it's only for the lucky few, the lottery winners or tech geniuses.
Exactly. But what if the truth is actually way more interesting and the strategies that really work are, well, often pretty counterintuitive?
That's what we're diving into today. We're looking at insights from someone who really shifted their thinking. They went from seeing it as almost impossible to actually hitting their first million pretty quickly. And they've shared 5 key things they do now to get there, like twice as fast.
Twice as fast. I love that. Okay, so our mission here is to give you a kind of shortcut, a clearer view of a different way to build wealth. It really challenges the usual advice, doesn't it? It's not magic. It's about action, mindset shifts, and smart execution. Get ready for some real aha moments.
Okay, let's get into it. The first big idea is mastering this income-first approach. It flips the usual script.
Which is where most people get tripped up, I think. The default is cut back, live frugally, save, save, save.
Yeah, it feels safer, more responsible somehow.
But the math, oh boy. When you actually look at the numbers, saving your way there, it's almost impossible.
The numbers are stark, really. Let's say you save $500 a month, which is, pretty good going for many people.
Right. That's a decent chunk.
It would still take you 167 years to reach $1 million. 167 years.
Wow. Okay, that puts it in perspective.
Even if you're super disciplined, maybe saving $2,000 a month, you're still looking at over 40 years.
40 years. That's basically a whole career. It's discouraging just thinking about it. Our source actually lived this. They spent 9 years in banking, good salary, lived below their means, all the stuff you're supposed to do.
And
still wasn't even close to saving $1 million. That's when they realized, in their words, they were playing the wrong game entirely.
Exactly. So the crucial shift is to, flip that thinking. Focus massively on the income side.
All that energy spent coupon clipping or hunting for tiny savings.
Redirect it. Put it into figuring out how to actually earn more money, significantly more.
That really reframes everything. It makes you ask different questions, bigger questions. Like, okay, what skills can I learn that actually pay more? Where can I invest money so it works harder? What skills do I already have that I could, monetize or build a business around now?
Yeah, it changes your whole perspective on time and energy. Be smart with money, sure, but don't be penny wise and pound foolish with your time. That's the real limited resource.
Focus it on high leverage stuff. Makes sense. Okay, so you've got the income first mindset. Then people often think, multiple income streams.
Which is good, but the next common mistake is trying to do too many at once.
Spreading yourself too thin.
Exactly. Our source talked about this. Trying to grow YouTube, exploring other ideas, and working full-time.
How did that go?
Nowhere fast.
Yeah.
Took 9 months just to get 300 subscribers. Just totally stalled.
Been there. Okay, so what changed?
A turning point. August 2022. They decided, all in. One thing. YouTube.
Just YouTube.
For just YouTube. For exactly 3 months. And they described it as being, unhealthily obsessed. Full focus.
Wow. What did that mean in practice? What did they cut out?
The power of no became huge. No to social stuff that didn't add value. No to distracting side projects. No to shiny new business ideas.
Total focus.
Every spare minute, basically, went into learning YouTube or getting better at it.
That really shows the difference, doesn't it, between being just interested and being truly committed. Interested means you do it when it's convenient.
Right. But committed, you do whatever it takes. You give it the absolute best shot possible. It's a whole other gear.
So the advice is pretty clear then.
Pick one stream. Set a deadline, 3 months, 6 months, whatever works, and then just ruthlessly say no to everything else that isn't that.
Give it that focused energy.
Okay.
And look, as you start building that one stream and hopefully income starts to grow, managing it all can become its own challenge, right?
Oh, absolutely. Especially if you're dealing with different platforms, maybe clients paying in different currencies. It gets complicated fast.
Yeah, you don't want your focus pulled away by financial admin headaches.
Exactly. And that's where having the right financial setup becomes really important. Think about a super financial app designed for business owners.
Like one place for everything.
Pretty much. Imagine sending and receiving payments in, say, over 30 currencies, transferring money across 150 countries, exchanging at the interbank rate, holding local accounts.
Okay, that sounds useful. Takes the friction out.
Totally. Plus things like corporate cards, custom spending rules for your team if you have one. automated accounting integration, even issue a free virtual cards. It just streamlines everything.
So you can stay focused on the main thing, growing that income stream.
Precisely. And for listeners in the UK, there's actually a good opportunity right now. New users signing up for a specific business account can get a £200 welcome bonus until July 20th, just for topping up. Worth checking out if you need to get that side sorted.
Good tip. Okay, let's move to the third key. This one's interesting. Learn one high-value skill per quarter.
Yeah, this tackles the reality that for most people, a standard day job probably won't make you a millionaire.
Unless you're in, like, finance or big tech or something very high-paying.
Right. There's usually a salary ceiling. And, maybe more importantly, the skills you learn in many corporate jobs. They're useful for that job, but maybe not for building massive wealth outside of it.
So it's not just about being better at your current role.
No, it's about deliberately learning skills that solve expensive problems or create scalable value. Leverage skills.
Leverage skills. I like that. They change the whole equation.
Completely. And the strategy proposed is to tackle one every quarter, like a sprint.
Okay, give us some examples. Quarter one.
Q1, sales and persuasion. Because, let's face it, everything in business boils down to influencing outcomes, right?
True. Q2.
Digital marketing, understanding how attention works online. That's a massive edge today.
Definitely. Q3.
Maybe basic coding or data analysis. Our source mentioned data being huge for them. Being able to interpret data, it's like a superpower in almost any field now.
And the idea is to combine these new skills with what you already know.
Yes. That synthesis is key. It opens up completely different doors, new opportunities you wouldn't have seen before. It creates that acceleration.
Okay, switching gears slightly for number 4. This one feels different. Protect your energy like your life depends on it.
It might sound a bit woo, but building wealth is maybe 80% mental game, 20% strategy. Seriously.
10% mental. Wow.
Yeah, and most people just leak mental energy everywhere without realizing it.
How so? What are the drains?
You know, judging others, doom-scrolling negative news, constantly comparing yourself to curated lives on social media.
Guilty. That comparison trap is real.
It really is. So the advice is, be ruthless. Protect your headspace, especially early on.
It's not about being unfriendly or antisocial, though.
Not at all. It's just recognizing that your mental state directly impacts your ability to execute. If you feel defeated, distracted, overwhelmed, you don't make good calls. You miss opportunities.
You're not playing your best game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So instead, actively curate your environment, surround yourself, immerse yourself, even in podcasts, YouTube channels, books, anything that helps you learn about business, finance, wealth creation.
Make that your input. Filter out the noise.
Pretty much. Control what goes into your head.
Okay, that leads nicely into the 5th and final point. Get obsessed with the process, not the outcome.
This is huge. Because chasing that big number, say $1 million, when you're starting from, I don't know, 10K.
Yeah, the gap feels immense.
Yep.
Impossible almost.
Right. And if that's your only measure, every single day can feel like a failure because you're not there yet. It's so easy to get discouraged and just quit.
So what's the alternative? How do you shift that?
You shift your obsession. You fall in love with the daily actions that actually create wealth.
Like, how did the source do that?
Yeah. For them, it became things like learning about investing wasn't a chore. It was evening entertainment. Creating content wasn't work. It was a creative outlet they enjoyed.
So you find the enjoyment in the doing.
Exactly. And the result. Every day started to feel like a win, not because the bank balance suddenly exploded, but because they were learning, improving, moving forward. They were building the habits and skills of a millionaire.
That makes so much sense. If you're doing the right things consistently over time.
And you're committed to that process.
The million just sort of becomes inevitable, doesn't it?
Almost, yeah. It stops being a question of if and becomes a question of when.
But if you're only ever focused on that huge, distant outcome,
you'll probably burn out or get discouraged long before you reach it. The process is what you actually control day to day, the outcome. That's just what happens when you nail the process.
Okay, fantastic. Let's quickly recap those 5 shifts then. First, master that income first thinking. Saving alone is too slow.
Yep. Second, say no to almost everything. Commit fully to one income stream for a set period. Go all in.
Third, strategically learn one high-value leverage skill each quarter. Combine it with what you know.
Fourth, protect your mental energy ruthlessly. Cut out the drains, curate your inputs. Remember the 80-20 rule.
And fifth, get obsessed with the daily process, not the final outcome. Fall in love with the actions that build wealth.
Those are the accelerators. powerful shifts.
Definitely. So here's something for you, our listener, to really chew on. If becoming a millionaire isn't luck, but specific strategies and focus, what's the one thing you could go all in on for the next, say, 3 months?
Yeah, what commitment, maybe tied to learning a high-value skill, could you truly embrace to accelerate your own journey?
And thinking about that last point, what small daily process could you start to fall in love with today? Something that makes each day feel like progress, like a win, moving you forward. Think about that. Until next time on The Deep Dive.